Miss Kelly.
Yes, hello.
It's Julie. Remember we spoke on the phone?
Yes.
So we just come to have a visit.
Yes.
Tell you about some complaints about noise.
Oh, okay.
You met me last time, do you remember?
Yes, I do, yes.
Yeah.
There has been no noise whatsoever.
Well, we only need to come in, Mrs. Kelly, and just have a quick check to see everything's okay.
Everything is okay.
How you getting on with it? Is that a new litter?
Yes, yeah.
How many litters she had?
I don't think that's your concern, is it?
Well,
He's getting out, babes. Not just trying to
It's
get out.
alright.
there it goes. That's my fella.
My vet says a dog can be bred if she's healthy and happy.
She can be, but there's changes in the law for the Dog Act. Do you know about that?
What, the dog? You mean it's unrealistic?
No, about the Dog Act. Do you know about the Dog Act?
Yes, I hope it's still realistic.
Well, let's pop in and have a chat anyway.
Why would you want to pop in? You don't need to pop in, really.
Well, we're here.
Yes, I know.
How many dogs and cats have you got, Miss Kelly? It's just
Well, you're not counting them today, are you? Your letter didn't say you were counting dogs and cats today.
No, we're not counting them. We're just asking you, do you know how many cats?
Of course I do.
Can you just let us know?
Yeah, well, sure. I just thought you were going to start asking to count them. That's all. From the way you act.
Well, you got is it cockapoos or are they just?
That's one
spaniels?
cockapoo. She only had one this time.
Only one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Is that the baby that I just saw?
Yes,
there?
and my older dog has died.
Yeah. I lost my two just before Christmas. My two collies.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's very saddening,
It is, yeah.
but it's still realistic, and it happens, and you just have to.
Yeah.
I do miss him, obviously.
Hello. You're new. I've not seen you before.
Yeah, you have seen him before, actually.
He's very healthy looking. He looks
I
very
thought
Yeah.
you had the one ginger kitten last time. And,
Oh, he's been rehomed. I've
Has he?
rehomed
Right,
him.
okay. So you've just got.
Is that her baby? Or?
Yeah, hers. Yeah.
You've just got mum and the one pup.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In terms of dogs, I've got some cats, but in terms of dogs, yes, I just have those.
You've got kittens again, have you? Or is it another litter?
No, I haven't had another litter. No.
So you've got the one adult. We've met. I think we met the elder
Yes,
one before, didn't we?
yes,
The
I have a
kitten.
10-month-old kitten, which you probably think of as a cat. That was him.
Oh right, yeah.
And then I have 3 adult cats. I'm going to have to rehome one because I don't want to part with the kitten. I just love him.
You're gonna rehome them.
I'm going to have to rehome one. No, not them. One.
Oh, just one.
One. So I have 3 adult cats. Yeah, because you probably think he's an adult already.
On, or is it just too much
Oh, they
for-
get on completely. It's just that I'm not allowed to have more than 3, isn't it? I mean, I would keep them if I could have more than 3.
Yeah, well,
So you've only got 3 cats, 2 dogs.
3 cats, 1 kitten, which is 10 months old now,
no. This is
and
Mum-
2,
this is
and
Mum,
a
this is the we met
1
last
dog
time.
and 1 puppy.
Hello. Is this Mum that I met last time?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And you see, she's in perfectly good condition.
And she just had the one this time.
Yeah. Mm.
Do you know about the changes in the law?
No, but I'm hoping they're realistic.
It's not a case of it being realistic. It's a case that it's statute. And I'm a dog owner.
If it's not realistic, then I may decide to challenge it because a good person challenges a bad law.
Well, yeah. If you
Well, does it say you can't breed your dog if she's healthy and happy?
It doesn't say you can't breed them, but the changes.
Well, there you are then. I don't need to worry.
Bear with me on it, okay? Bear with me, yeah. The changes are to do with chipping the dog. You know about.
Yes,
chipping,
of course. Yes,
yeah?
they all have to be chipped. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that. And
Yes.
You know when they need to be done. That needs to be done.
April. Yeah.
Yeah,
By
April,
April. Yeah.
So you know that.
She's already
Yeah,
microchipped.
she is. Yeah, but I'm talking about the puppies.
She
as
is
well,
already
no?
microchipped.
The puppy you
Yes.
had it done.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I always or usually get them done. I don't have a problem. Why do you imagine I have problems with that
I
microchip?
don't for a moment. I'm just
Well,
saying
you
that
sound
some people-
surprised that I
don't.
microchipped
No,
the dog.
I don't.
You
I don't.
did.
What I'm saying is that some people don't know about the changes in the law. And what I'm saying is that you, as a responsible pet owner, if you know about the changes in the law, you know, if someone buys a dog from you, the dog becomes ill and the dog's not chipped, and I'm talking about legal protection for you as much as anything else. Yeah, I'm not here criticising you. What I'm saying is that you're aware of the changes, aren't you?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's really what I was talking about.
Yes.
You know?
Good. Good. Okay.
But Miss Kelly, the other side of it is also the neighbours are complaining they can hear the dogs fighting,
They can't hear them fighting. They never fight.
Well, she's here, and they're hearing scratching. So what I was...
They're not hearing. Hang on, they're not hearing anything at all that is illegal. First of all,
No.
because legality is all about noise volume, and they're obviously not going to sound like a jet airplane or anything like that.
Right, but it's just, you know what it is? It's annoying, the constant... But what I was going to say to you...
I
before you
think
start, this is what I was
actually-
going to say to you, because I've spoken to my manager about this, and we were just wondering, would you like, you know, additional flooring?
No, I wouldn't. No,
You wouldn't, and because then that
no.
would cut the noise out from below. They wouldn't...
Well, I think it's really inconsiderate that anybody would want me to shape my home in the way that suits them. I really do. I wouldn't dream of asking anybody to have flooring that suited me.
But it's for your pets. It's basically...
It's not for my pets.
Well, it is. It's a stop. So
No,
that
it's
they're-
not. You said it's for them.
Well, yes, because then it will
The
stop
downstairs
them,
neighbours.
They'll stop them complaining about the noise.
I don't
And
care
then
if they
you're-
complain.
But it's not a nice way to live, Miss
It is a very
Kelly.
nice way to live. They're very nasty, making complaints about me. Why don't you all tell them not to complain about me?
Well, unfortunately, if it's statutory nuisance to be, you know, to be.
I don't think it is a statutory nuisance, and you can try that in court if you like.
Well, I don't want to. Ideally, it's something that.
This is harassment, really, because I have a right to have the flooring I have. I've been told that by another, you know, see, you're already looking like you're going to interrupt me. No, you are. Yes, that's exactly what you're doing right now. That's just what you're doing. Just what you're doing.
I'm not. No, you carry on. You finish.
I have been told by a previous housing owner, housing officer, that I have a right to have the flooring I have because I moved in with it.
Do you
It was
know who
like
the
this when I
previous
moved in.
housing officer was? Do you know
Yeah,
who the
Amran
previous-
Ahmed.
Amran, okay. And he was quite happy. But Amran hasn't covered this patch.
It
for quite
doesn't
a
matter
while.
whether or not he was happy. I'm not interested in his emotional state. I'm interested
So
in
you
my
wouldn't-
legal rights.
You don't want any help from us then?
I don't need help. I don't
With the
need help.
flooring.
The
She
only,
said,
the only
what's gonna
thing that I would
happen-
like you to do is to ask my neighbours to stop complaining about me just because they don't like the flooring I've got.
But if you're causing a disturbance to them,
They're causing a disturbance to me.
But you've not contacted me to say that.
Well, they are. I can tell you now, this here is a disturbance to me.
Why?
Because I don't want to, because I'm happy with the flooring I've got.
Okay.
We talked about it last time.
So now I am telling you that and you just laugh about it.
Who's laughing?
You did. You went ha ha.
Okay.
When I came last time, there was some talk about getting like a waterproof.
A water what?
Water. Sorry, my teeth are not in. A waterproof floor covering. You know, like a vinyl put down in the.
Yeah, I decided not to do that.
What was that?
I actually I like the wooden floors that I've got, and I'm going to put a few tiles in myself, or just paint it or something.
But you know that goes against your tenancy conditions.
What?
That you have to have proper flooring in your property.
Well, then why did they let me move in with nothing?
Well, I don't know. I can't answer that for you.
Well, then they've
but-
broken my tenancy
But
conditions.
we need to make sure that there's. That's why I want you to come in to see your
I
flooring.
have got proper flooring. It is proper flooring.
But
It was
you
it
won't
was
let
considered
me-
proper when I moved in.
But you won't let me come in and have a look, Miss Kelly. That's all I want to do.
Well, if you want to come in and have a look, you can give me 48 hours notice.
But I did
Because
give you
that's what you
48
did.
hours notice.
Yes, well, not for some home inspection thing, just
But
for
I
some
thought-
discussions and
But
talk.
we didn't. I told you I'm coming to see you to discuss what's been going on. I didn't expect to carry on the discussion on your doorstep.
Well, you know, that's not my, you know, if you wanted to come inside, you should have made
don't worry.
some
I
sort
will
of...
send you another letter telling you that I want to come.
Well, I'm
inside.
telling you now, when I moved in here, I had ordinary concrete, a concrete floor for the hall. If that was considered fit for me to live in, then I presume it's perfectly okay for me to defend in court. And I know Amran Ahmed told me there was no problem with any of the flooring I had because that was the way I was
Okay.
when I moved in here.
Okay.
That's what he said. It's how I was when I moved in.
So let's just
So it's
clarify,
okay.
You're not going to allow me to come in today, am I right?
Well, you didn't tell me you wanted to come in.
if I write you a letter saying I'm going to visit you, we usually come in.
Yeah, but why would you want to do that? To see the flooring?
Yes.
I've told you what it is. It's the same. It's
That's not. But that's not.
yes, but
it's
I'm not going to
okay.
change my mind. It is okay. Amran Ahmed told me it was okay for me to have the flooring that I have, and therefore it's okay. And when you see it, you will see the same flooring. So all you're doing is wasting your time
Okay,
and
what I'll do is
taxpayers'
I'll
money.
I'll put a letter in the post for you today.
I'm not going to change my mind about flooring. I don't
you're
have
not
to
gonna
have.
let me in, that's what I
I'm
need
not.
to know.
I will let you in, and it won't.
Brilliant.
Just a minute.
Right.
I will also tell the police that you're harassing me
Okay.
because I'm not going to change my mind. I've told you I'm not going to change my mind, and you're still trying to come in for no reason.
Okay.
What are you
Fair
expecting to find?
I I just want to examine your floor.
What about if you have concrete floor, see concrete and wood?
What about it?
What about because if you see concrete and wood, will you say that is the wrong sort of flooring that I can't have?
Yes.
Well, then you're going to have to take me to court over it because Amran Ahmed told me that I can have that
Okay,
flooring.
fair enough. Okay.
It's not fair enough.
No,
It's bad. It's harassment.
It's not harassment.
It is.
Let's
Then
end
why
it
did
there.
Amran
Tell
Ahmed
me
tell me I could have that
anything
flooring?
else.
No, I mean, you know, like I say, you know about the changes in the dog law.
So you do what you like, basically.
I mean, I do what I like.
You decide whether or not people can have particular flooring on the basis of what you feel like. Amran Ahmed said I could have concrete and have what I had when I moved in, and now you want to take me to court just because I have what I was told I could have.
You mentioned going to court.
I think no one said about having going to
You
court.
said it was fair enough that you would take me to court
I'm
a minute ago.
I did.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm quite slightly to one.
it's not okay. It's not okay. This is all harassment.
Well, it's not harassment.
It
Because
is.
Any council property, they do regular inspections for repairs and maintenance. Yeah.
There's no need to repair it. It was fit for me to live in when I moved in. It's exactly the same now as it was when I moved in.
Well, it's not because you get dilapidation, things.
It's
get
actually
wear and
very well.
tear.
It hasn't had any wear and tear.
But I can see a tile missing just there.
I put those tiles in. They're my tiles. It's an improvement. Those tiles.
What we talked about last time, if you remember back to when I last visited,
Yes.
we talked about the animals walking.
Walking on wooden floor.
Yeah, if they have accidents, if they wee on the floor,
They don't wee on the floor.
What have you got down? Have you got newspaper down for them? Or
Just for the moment, yes, and they're fine. Excuse me, I want to get my dog.
They do have accidents.
Yes, I know they do, but I clean them up immediately.
Yeah.
Come here, baby.
The thing is, it's always slightly harder to clean a wooden surface than it is a vinyl floor, isn't it? I think last time you were.
Amran Ahmed said I can keep the concrete and keep so I can have what I had when I moved in. He said it was okay for the council to let me move in there, so therefore it was obviously okay because the council basically do everything right before you move in, check it all out and make it right before you move in. So it's either how it was or it's improved by my putting tiles down. So basically, if anything, it's improved.
But it hasn't improved, Miss Kelly, because the neighbours are talking about the noise.
The noise is the same as I'm allowed to make because Amran Ahmed told me if it makes any noise, it's the noise I'm allowed to make because I moved in with the wood and the concrete. I'm allowed. I am. That's exactly what he said.
That you're allowed to make noise.
That I'm allowed to walk and make whatever normal walking movements. Well, there you are. That's what I do. What do you think I do? Do you think I jump up and down or something?
There's normal day-to-day activity. But
Well, exactly. What are you talking about? What noise?
I presume the dog's running on the wooden floor.
Oh, so that's really bad if the dogs run about. Look, if that person has some sort of mental defect that they can't cope with a dog walking.
No, it's not about the mental
It is. That's precisely what it is. You're making me live by somebody's mental problem with a dog making movements. Yes, they have dislike of dog movements. Some people just don't like dogs, and you're making that impact on me.
But just imagine if someone was above you and constantly you heard noise constantly throughout the day.
I would just think it was perfectly ordinary.
People have different tolerances, but I mean, statutory nuisance.
I'm not a statutory nuisance. My dogs aren't a statutory nuisance. No, you're harassing me now.
No, you're cutting me off before you give me a chance to finish.
Well, how long do you want to? How many times do you want to come round and harass me in this exact conversation?
I don't. I'm just, you ask.
But you do it though.
You ask me a question, I can give you an answer.
Yeah, but we've been through this so many times before. I've had people come round before and have this exact conversation with me repeatedly, and it amounts to harassment.
Same conversation about
This
the noise.
conversation about dogs moving around on the floor. They do move,
You must think then that there is a problem. If
No, I
people are
don't think there's a
complaining-
problem. There's no problem. And popping your eyes at me doesn't help. Please don't widen your eyes like that. It's not very polite. Oh, look at that. Look. She doesn't like you shoving your gawping. So let me get a close-up picture. Wait, don't knock. You hit me.
Don't do
You
that.
hit me.
Don't
That was a
do
blow.
that. Miss Kelly, stop that.
Stop what? You hit me. That was a blow.
No, you're being a bit. Over the top
Yeah, how many times do you want to come around and have this exact conversation? I'm allowed to have dogs. I'm allowed to let them move about on the floor. They do not make any excessive noise. They're just a couple of dogs. They're not 10-ton elephants.
But Miss Kelly, we don't know if you've got a couple of dogs because you won't let us in. We have to go by your, you know, the neighbours are complaining.
You've been in repeatedly before, and every time you come in, you just wait a couple of months and come back and demand to make the same, you know, to make the same inspections. How many times do you want to inspect? Are you pretending I've got 10 or 15 dogs or something?
But you know, like I say, you've lost one of the adult dogs. You've got one adult dog and one pup, haven't you?
Yeah. How many times? What are you going to do? Wait 2 months and come back and have this exact conversation again and tell me you want to look at my floorboards again?
No, because that's what I've come here to talk about. You know.
Well, you've had this exact conversation last time you were here, a couple of months ago.
Fine, and
And other housing officers have come around and had this exact conversation. It amounts to harassment.
I walked away a few months ago. You know, I'm fine if you've got 2 dogs. That's fine. You know, what's the problem?
The problem is that it goes on forever. How many times do you want to count my animals? Forever, every 2 months. Why are you doing this to me?
So I can go back to the office then, Miss Kelly, and say that, am I right, you have 2 dogs.
I have 1 dog actually and 1 puppy.
1 dog, 1 puppy, 1 cat.
3 cats
3
and
cats
1 kitten.
And 1 kitten, okay. 3 cats, 1 kitten, 1 dog, 1 puppy, okay.
Yeah, fine. And
So what are you going to do? Come back in a couple of months and have exactly the same conversation again? And want to count my animals again?
No, but I do have a duty to investigate any allegations of noise nuisance, and again, because you've been told that you're abiding by it, you've been told that you can have a certain number of animals.
There's no noise nuisance in my home.
Yeah.
There's no noise nuisance. There isn't. No, a perceived nuisance isn't a nuisance. I perceive you as a nuisance, and you don't think you're a nuisance.
Well, I'm assuming that I am a nuisance. It's every time I turn up, you don't want to see me, so I can imagine that I am a nuisance to you. But I'm just doing
All
your
kinds
job.
of people can perceive nuisances that don't exist. You're not. Harassment isn't your job. If you were doing your job, you wouldn't have to do the same thing every 2 months. You would either stop harassing me or you would take some sort of action if you thought it was necessary. You wouldn't just keep coming by and doing the same thing. You see, you're not letting me finish. You're not. I don't want to talk to you if you won't let me finish. If you don't want to let me finish what I'm saying, I don't want to hear you. You're just plain rude. You're not doing your job if you have to come by every 2 months and do the same thing. That's harassment.
Miss Kelly, we've never met before. You and I have never met.
It doesn't matter.
So
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
your
You're doing the
housing
same thing that has been done by housing officers for months and months and months,
Because,
for
Miss
years
Kelly,
even.
We're concerned. We wouldn't be coming
Concerned
here
about what?
We're
The same thing you've been concerned about for year after year after year.
And
That's
we
not
are
concern, it's
concerned.
harassment.
But that's
No, it
not
isn't.
concerned.
What, about a couple, because I've got a couple of dogs, you're concerned. That's ridiculous.
When other residents are
No,
complaining.
it's not. So what? So they've got some silly little problem. They can't cope with a few dogs walking around. That's their problem.
But
It's their
not
problem. It is absolutely their problem, and you're trying to make it mine.
Okay.
It is okay. It is absolutely okay.
It is a problem because
It is not a problem.
because everybody here has got the same tenancy agreement about tenant behaviour.
Look, it's not a problem. Amran Ahmed told me I can have the flooring I've got because I moved in with it. That's what I'm sticking to, and you just basically are harassing me and won't leave.
I'm fine. I'm ready to leave.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
So what are you going to do? Come back in a couple of months and do the same thing again?
I've got no reason to.
Do you know I have a letter saying you're going to come back and count my animals in a few days?
No.
Miss Kelly, I think you received a letter from another team that they're coming to visit you. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I know the letter went out.
A few weeks.
Yeah, is it next week? Something like that. Yeah.
It has your name on it.
Yes, I think it mentioned that I might be coming along. I didn't write the letter. I'm.
Well, do you think it's necessary to come along now? You've already had this discussion with me.
Because they
I've seen the
told you.
dogs. That's it. That's fine. Can
you cancel that appointment for me then?
I've seen that you haven't got dozens of dogs. You know that's all I'm here. You know.
Can you cancel that appointment for me then? Tell your team that I don't need you to come
I'm
round
not
a
in
second
that team.
time.
I'm not a housing officer.
They put your
I'm
name on the letter.
I'm something different. I'm an environmental health
Your name's
officer.
Toby, isn't it?
That's right,
They
yeah.
put your name on the letter.
Yeah. No, they said that I would be coming along. I'm an environmental health officer. I'm not a housing officer. Okay.
Well, that just means more teams coming
Well,
along.
They are coming to see you. I'm not sure of the date, but they will be expecting to come inside.
Yeah, well, this should all stop because it's the same thing endlessly.
Well,
And I have
hopefully-
said I don't want the flooring
Well,
repeatedly,
hopefully-
and I'm not going to have it.
When the next team come,
I'm not going to
and
have
you
it.
let them
I'm
in,
not changing
we
my
could-
mind.
We could, hopefully, you letting them in, we can see exactly what's going on, and this whole situation could be sorted.
But you've seen it before repeatedly. You've seen it before repeatedly. I've let you in repeatedly. Other people have. Are you saying that they're wrong or lying
No,
or
it's just
something?
that I,
Well, there you
as the
are then.
housing
Why do you think
officer-
you're special? You're not special.
As a housing
You're another
officer-
person
as a
doing the
housing
same thing
officer, I need-
they did.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
We'll go. Okay. Sorry to hear about your older dog.
Yeah, thank you.
I lost my 2 older ones. It's not good.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.